STM Project 86 baseline testing day one here at Ardmore. We rocked up this morning, beautiful day here in Auckland, nice and cold, lots of wind, but we certainly had to brave what was a pretty rough surface. This place that we're at for our 4 days of testing is quite abrasive, a lot of shingle, a lot of rock. It was wet this morning, so we had to do some of our early runs in the damp and as the track was drying out. But all in all, we did get to run all three tyres that we're testing today on a nice dry surface, so we did get quite a nice comparison there. So we started off with the Michelin Primacy tyres, which are the standard tyre for the Toyota 86, and then we moved on to the Nitto INVO and the Nitto NT01. The exercises that we chose for our three tyre combinations to get what we felt was the most accurate gauge on the performance of them in different situations included a 0 to 100 acceleration simulation, 150k to 0 braking simulation, both straight line, and also a track lapping simulation which we've mapped out with cones on this runway here at Ardmore, and we mapped out a circuit that had a combination of fast and slow, a lot of heavy braking, and we tried to get some flowing speed in there as well, and we tried to have that lap time around a minute in length. We started with the standard tyre that comes with the Toyota 86 as a road going package, which is the Michelin Primacy tyre. And this was first thing in the morning too, so it was a little bit colder and what have you, but it did give us our nice baseline, bearing in mind we're still running standard braking package as well at this point. So look, as a standard tyre, I think for open road driving, it's probably not too bad. You know, sitting at the speed limit, 110k, cruise control on, a little bit of open road driving, I think it'll hold up fine. It doesn't seem to fade too much with the standard brakes when we were doing our heavy braking simulation. The track lapping was okay, but really if you were ever going to drive the thing in anger, it will go off pretty quick. The tyres will just lose their grip, and the fact that we don't have a suspension package to hold the car up as such means that the car likes to trip over itself, and it just seems to wallow like jelly really. So it didn't really feel that good on the track lapping. However, on the acceleration and the braking simulations, it actually was not too bad. Yeah. The second tyre that we did our simulations on today was the Nitto INVO tyre, which was what we considered to be our intermediate compound. And that certainly fared a heck of a lot better, and certainly when it came to the track lapping in particular, you could feel immediately that the more tyre we threw at the car, the more it would grip up the rear of the car, and that was something that we seemed to struggle with a little bit on the standard Michelin tyre, was that as the car would roll over itself, it would kick out and give you a nice oversteer, which is fun, but it's not fast if you're track lapping. So that was the first immediate improvement that the Nitto tyre gave. Even traction from a standing start, you could feel the tyre bite into the surface, this low grip, gritty surface that we've got here on this airfield, and give us a lot more just oomph out of a standing start. A small increase in performance under braking, but realistically I think a tyre is only going to be able to do so much to help a standard brake package. So you know, I did feel a little bit more feeling through the brake pedal, but realistically it wasn't a massive improvement over the standard tyre. I think that's something we're really going to see some gains on when we actually modify the brakes. Our third and final tyre that we were testing today was the Nitto NT01, which was the most track-ready tyre of the lot, and obviously something we can still use on the road, but something that we were really excited about testing to see how, especially on our course we mapped out, how that would perform. So again, a significant increase in overall grip, but more rear bias than front again. So as a track tyre, it's something that's going to generate a lot more overall balance, give the car a tendency to push a little bit more, to understeer, to not want to turn into corners, but at the sacrifice of actually having no rear grip. So again, for the 86 to be a fun car that you can kick sideways and be a real hooligan with, you'd probably actually go for something like the INVO, something in between that you can get the best of both worlds. The NT01 is really more track bred, a lot more overall grip, a lot more grip at high speed. When we were doing our concentric circles and things and our slaloms and stuff, we had a heck of a lot more performance coming out of those tyres. Again, actually probably quite a lot more of an increase when it came to the braking simulation with this tyre. It seemed to really bite into the surface a lot more and help the standard brake package. We were able to see about a 10% improvement alone in our 150 to 0 braking time. Under acceleration, no wheel spin at all really. Dump the clutch at 5 grand and the thing will just grip up and go. Now, bearing in mind this car's got no power to start with, I really want to start dialing some power into this car later in the project, but that'll come. But certainly with it as a standard package, the grip off the line and under braking, you certainly felt a massive improvement with that NT01. So certainly if you're going to the racetrack, you're going to Manfield, you're going to Taupo, going out to Hampton Downs, and you're wanting to have an awesome day at the track but then drive home comfortably and without any dramas, the NT01's what you want. However, I believe it does sacrifice a little bit of the fun of the 86 and what it's already come to be known as, which is, you know, a real little rear-wheel drive sports car that you know, you can really have it as a mini drift car really. So depending on your preference, there's a tyre to suit your needs really, and so for the two Nittos that we've tested today, the NT01 or the INVO, there's the best of both worlds, and it just depends on what you really want to get out of it. If I was personally going to choose between the two Nitto tyres that we've tested today, I would probably actually go for the INVO because, as I've said, it does give the best of both worlds. It gives a nice grippy tyre that's adequate for the racetrack. However, at the same time, you can still kick the thing out and have a real good time with it, and it's very nice and controllable under a slide. It really complements the 86 as a car. And because I've driven this on the open road as well, on the motorway on the way out to Ardmore, I know that the road noise is low on the Nittos as well, on the INVO. So, you know, I certainly would go for the INVO personally. But if I was looking for tenths of a second, then I would upgrade to the NT01.
Testing out the new Nitto NT01 track tyres. So these are a semi-slick compound. For me, it's the first time I've driven on a semi-slick, and I could not believe the difference. It took me a whole session to actually find the limits of the tyres. It's really transformed the handling, and the car is so much quicker around the track thanks to the tyres.